So yesterday made 1 month since I left home, and within that 1 month, I have traveled from California, which was in very bad shape, and then I flew into Boston, which was in better shape, and then I spent some time up in New Hampshire, visited the beach, went back to my hometown, and then from there I flew from Boston to the Azores Islands and tried to find a home over there, but it seemed a little difficult. Very small, not too many places for rent. I felt that they really didn't want a whole bunch of outsiders. There's a history behind all that, and but mostly just not being able to find a place because there's just very few in between places to find. Very few. You'd be even lucky if they answered you. Also, from there, I flew into Lisbon, Portugal. And from Lisbon, I stayed there for a few days, which is very nice. And then I took a bus up to a city called Laria in central Portugal. And from there, I tried to look for a place. I couldn't find a place. Got a few, ideas, but then I just looked into a location that was close by, which was the holy city of Fatima, and I winded up over here. So within a month, I basically got a place to stay. I got my bank account now. I'm basically in the process of transferring my money for next month's rent. And it's been a ride, it's been a month, but it feels like a lot longer. But what I wanted to speak about a few things about why I left the United States. Because I basically sold everything I have. I travel with the suitcase. I have the clothes that I really want. I have no automobile anymore. As you can notice, I don't do my videos in an automobile. So I sold everything. Left the life that I knew, left everything that I was somewhat comfortable with. I did live there for a long time, so I knew what to expect. And I left to a place where I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know whether I was ever going to find housing. I didn't know if I could really survive. Well, I had an idea because I had done my research thanks to the internet and AI and all that. But, so I wanted to speak about. So I really took my chances. But a lot of people take their chances, you know. But I felt like I had my back up against the wall in many ways. And the reasons why I left the United States, I will talk about. One of the main reasons was because I just found it too unaffordable to live there anymore. It's just too expensive to live in the United States anymore. With the regular retirement check, with no real pension and no 401k like me, I'm living off my retirement check right now. There's no way that you could survive in the United States in any place, never mind California. Never mind California. In any place in the United States now, there's no way because rents have all topped off. Even for a studio, even for a room, you're looking at about $1,000 in most places. And we're talking utility bills, we're talking cell phone bills, we're talking food prices getting out of hand. So everything was just too unaffordable. And also, for the price that you pay, especially where I was in California, that place was tore up. And I lived in the Bay Area. I lived in the third most expensive, I would say the top three most expensive cities in the whole country. I lived right in the middle of Silicon Valley, right where high-tech business was started. And I gotta tell you, it was a shambles. And when you live there and you look around yourself and you see homeless camps everywhere, you see people walking naked in the streets or sleeping in the bus stops and exposed and crazy people just out in the middle of the street, and in every corner people are asking for money. And the depravity that I saw, I thought, why the hell are we paying all this money to live in such a shambles? And to top it off, it's the third most expensive country. The third most expensive city in the country. And this is what we live in? This is what we live in? I mean, where I lived in the Bay Area, a house will cost you $1.5 million, $2 million, and $1.5 million, $1.3 million in the ghetto. Okay, in the ghetto. All right, $2 million in a somewhat cool neighborhood. Okay, are these prices reasonable? Come on, I'm a guy from the 70s. I grew up as a little kid in the 70s. I remember the 70s. I remember when families worked in mills and factories, or dads were shoe salesmen, and they were able to support a family of 5 or 6 and still have a house and still have an automobile. They weren't rich, they weren't taking vacations, but they were still able to support. All right? I grew up in the 80s when I could just go get myself a place for like $300-400 tops and have a minimal job and be able to support myself. All right? I grew up in the 90s when you could still do the same. Even into the early 2000s, it was still somewhat affordable. But after 2005, that's when I started to really see a increase in the cost of living, and I could just tell where it was going to go. And even though there wasn't a whole bunch of homeless people around at that time, other than the average people, I knew where this was going to go in the future. I could tell, wait a minute, if these prices keep on increasing, people are not going to be able to afford their lives. And lo and behold, here we are in 2026, and people cannot afford their lives in the United States. Personally, I feel it's all by design. I feel like they want to make everybody's life harder. They want everybody to keep on working. They want everybody to work 2 or 3 jobs. Why? Because they get more tax dollars out of you. All right? I don't think that the government of the United States actually cares about its people at all. I think the representatives who are in office over there, and I'm not just talking the current administration, I'm talking about many administrations. Okay, there were a few who cared more. Okay, but I'm just saying that in general, I do not feel like the United States government cares about its citizens at all. At all. They only want your tax dollars. They only want your tax dollars. If they cared about you, they would at least provide you with decent health insurance. And I'm talking everybody have decent health. I'm here in a new country. I haven't even been here a month. I already have health insurance. I'm treated like everybody else. I could get better health care, a more premium health care, where I get better service, quicker service, instead of being the usual, you have to wait in line sort of health service, which is what most of us all get. We have to wait in line sort of service. I can get extra health service for $20 more a month, and that's premium health service. Okay, the guy at the bank who told me where I could get the health service, he basically said, look, if you find yourself in a situation where you really need fast medical attention, come over here, we'll get you health care. If we can't provide a hospital for you in this location, we will provide a hospital for you anywhere in Europe, paid, everything. So if I have a certain surgery that I have to take care of, and right now they can't do it at the location that I'm at, they would literally fly me to Madrid, Spain, Barcelona, or Lisbon, Portugal, or somewhere else, and provide for me that health insurance. And that's just another $20 a month. All right? And you can look it up, and you can get negative, and you can say all the stuff that you want to say, or say it's a lie. No, man, you've been lied to. Okay? It's been propaganda. America is not the greatest country in the world, I'm sorry to say. It is not. It's not even close. People live a better quality life right here where I'm living. I see no depravity around me. I see all the streets paved. I see everybody's happy. Okay? No, they don't make as much work, and there's not as many job opportunities. You know? But the longer you stay in a place, the more you get to learn, and the more you get around, and things just seem to work out. All right? I feel that America selling itself as the greatest country in the world was just a lot of propaganda. It is not true. It is not true. I wish it was the greatest country in the world. I wish nothing but the best for America. I really do. I have all my family there, all my friends, everything. I left everything I knew. I wish the best, but I do not want to live in a place that was so full of depravity, unaffordability, ugliness everywhere I went. Too expensive to live. Nobody can even afford their lives. They're living in tent cities all over the place. I've only seen one homeless guy while I've been here. One homeless guy. That's it. And he's got himself a little spot, and really he basically set it up like he has a house. That's the only place. I'll even post a picture of it. He basically found himself a little shelter, and he set it all up, and he's got his little table there, and it's pretty cool. But that's the only homeless thing that I've ever came across since I've been here. I don't have people asking me for money everywhere I go. I feel a lot better relieved here. And I'm only living off a Social Security check. That's it. That's all I'm living off is my basic regular Social Security check. My rent is reasonable. The food, I eat out every day. And every time when I eat out, I eat a good meal. I'm talking a meal that lasts costs anywhere from €9 to €18. And I'm talking a full course meal, like fresh cut French fries, salad, rice, a steak, an egg. I'm talking full course meal, like fried fish and chips with a salad and rice. I got these places that I go to, and I'm eating like a king. I'm not eating Wendy's or whatever it is. I'm eating like a king over here. Everything over here is at least half the price of everything in the United States from where I live. Even rent, bills. So that's some of the reasons why I left. I will continue with this video because I have a lot more reasons. And there are reasons why people are sick and tired of living in the United States. Because they're starting to wake up to the picture. It's just an ugly scene. I wish the best. But if you keep on electing officials who don't care about you at all, then that's what you're gonna get. Because honestly, you're electing officials that don't care about you at all. Anyway, peace.